Hey, Scruffy. Wow, it's wet here. Rain's pretty bad, huh? Yeah, coming in. Rain's that bad, huh? Yeah, I didn't think we'd get wet here. I didn't think it was raining that hard. So on the bright side, it's actually not that cold. It's much warmer than I thought it would be. Okay, ready to eat, huh? Oops. So we got the last of your meaty pate with real ocean whitefish and kibble. And you can see wet foot paw print there. So Scruffy made a mess with the shelter. Yeah. So I'm gonna have to fix that. Okay, so I'm gonna sit in the chair. And yeah, I think it's dry where Scruffy is right now. So yeah, I think it's just leaking directly above the door. So yeah, I think it rained a little overnight, and then yeah, pretty much rained all day. I actually had to do stuff midday, so I had to leave, and so I came out and went to feed Scruffy his lunch and water a little early. So it was still morning, and yeah, Scruffy was on top of the shelter again. And actually, I peeked out last night before I went to sleep, and yeah, he was also he was sleeping on top of the shelter. So Scruffy's using the shelter incorrectly. He's using it as a perch or something. But I noticed when I came out today, yeah, he's still on the top of the shelter, but you saw the blanket, the thermal blanket, had been kicked out of the shelter. So I guess he did go inside for a little bit, and he I guess really hates that thermal blanket. So he hated it so much, I guess he kicked it out. So I'm not sure if he was deliberately trying to kick it out or if he was just trying to dig in and the thing fell out, or I don't know, maybe it's too high for him. Because yeah, I mentioned yesterday, the way to get it, the way I got it into the box, because it's too big for the box, and I didn't want to have the thing crawling up the walls because I thought it might be too intimidating that way. I folded it over itself, and it made kind of like a cushion, but it was up a little high. So maybe it's too high. So I'm thinking maybe I'll try putting it in after I finish up here tonight, but instead of folding it, I'll just let it hang out of the shelter, and maybe we'll see if Scruffy kicks it out again. Of course, I don't know if he'll go in it. But yeah, so anyway, I had to go out today, so wasn't home most of the day, but yeah, it was raining all day. So, but when I came out this morning, it was actually surprisingly warm. Well, much warmer than I thought it would be, considering how bad the weather is. So I think the house is actually only a couple degrees warmer than it is outside because I keep the temperature so low. And actually, this morning it may have been the same temperature. That Scruffy was about to strike or something there. He's looking at me funny as I was brushing past him. So yeah, I'm still a little on edge because he scratched a few days ago, a week ago or something. It's the first time he scratched in, I think it was over a month, maybe 2 months. Maybe a little more. I forgot. So I remember we got through his injured leg incident without any scratches, which surprised me a little. And that was, I think, over a month ago. Or a little over a month ago. Actually, I think it's a little longer than that. And then he'd been good ever since then. So I was a little surprised and disappointed he scratched. It may have been the longest we've gone without him scratching. I was actually starting to think maybe I don't need the glove anymore. But since he scratched, kind of let's start over. And it was a vindictive scratch. So he let me pet him. He's turned away, and I pet him a few times, and then after the last stroke, he turned around, and then he struck. So it wasn't like a reactionary jolt. He thought he got to think about it. So it's premeditated. So I didn't check the forecast today, but I think the rain is going to continue on, kind of on and off for the coming at least next few days. So I expect the weather to continue to be the same. Okay, well, I think it's about food time. Let's get your food. Yeah, I think Scruffy got a little wet, or he's been grooming aggressively. So the Shelter area looks dry. I did prop up the box on top of a bunch of 2x4s, so if the water does seep onto the deck, the box should stay dry. And it's under the table, so it shouldn't get wet under the table. So anyway, yeah, I recorded the footage from lunch today, so I was a little in a hurry, and since I was early, yeah, I think Scruffy was caught a little off guard because it was earlier than usual, and then I was caught off guard because I didn't expect the thermal blanket to be kicked out of the shelter. Hey, Scruffy. Early. Yeah, things I gotta do. I have to give you your water and kibble before I leave. So, looks like you are on the what? Just close the door. You have this. I'm getting close to it. So it looks like you were on the shelter and not in it. But it looks like maybe you were in it because the blanket's been kicked out. That's interesting. You don't like the blanket, huh? Let's get your collar. So because the weather or the temperature was warmer than I thought it was, I think that maybe that's why Scruffy was comfortable enough sleeping on top of the box throughout the night. And this morning, I find the temperature too cold, but I guess he has a lot of fur, so I guess he's fine in these temperatures. I thought he would, be looking for more cover somewhere. So I thought he'd be in the box or someplace else where he normally goes. So I guess on top of the box under the table is kind of sheltered. So I think there are better places, but the top of the box is covered by the towel, and then the box itself has insulated walls, so I guess he's not going to feel the cold from like the deck, or it's not going to lose heat. So once he starts sitting on the top of the box, it should kind of retain his heat. won't reflect it as well as the thermal blanket, but it's probably not. It's not terrible. But you still think you want to go inside the box because it'd be trapping the heat from most sides. Keep it nice and warm. So yeah, I'd be interested to see if he kicks out the blanket again. But yeah, I think I'm gonna try folding it so it's sticking out of the box. So I'll still need to fold it on the sides because it's too wide for the box. It's too wide and too deep. So I'm still gonna have to fold it on the sides to deal with the wideness, and then the deepness I'm just gonna let it stick out of the box. I don't think I'm gonna let it crawl up the sides of the wall. So I can hear the rain. It's getting a little harder. So obviously I didn't go out and exercise today. Too much rain for that. So I went running the past 2 days, and if I went out today, it'll probably have to be a bike ride. So I did the interval run yesterday and a long run the day before. And I was going to talk about the cats that I saw. So I talked about the twin yesterday. So the other cat I saw might have been a new cat. It was mostly white, but it had a lot of, I think, they're black patterns. So it was like more in a pattern. It was almost like a half and half cat. So like half of it was black, half of it was white, but it was more white than black. So the black was kind of like on the back and went down the sides a bit, and it's almost a pattern. From a distance, I thought maybe it was the calico cat, because the calico cat I saw a long time ago was mostly white with gold and black, gold and black patches. This one didn't have any gold. It was like mostly white and then a lot of black and no gold. Shorter haired, kind of a large cat. I didn't get a great look at it. I was kind of on the other side of the field. I could see it from a distance, and my plan was, since the path circles back, I would eventually get closer to it. But then the cat decided it was just sitting in the middle of the field. I thought it was going to catch squirrels or something. And then suddenly, I wasn't even, close to it, so it wasn't me. But for some reason, the cat just suddenly decided to turn around and then dash out of the park, ran across the street, and then hung out across the street on the sidewalk near some houses. Yeah, there was nobody near it, so I just decided I wanted to turn tail and run, and then reposition. And then as I got a little closer to it, as the path it took me closer to it, but I'm still in the park, and this has left the park. Some people were walking on the sidewalk, and they saw the cat. It's a couple, and they saw the cat, and I think they wanted to see if the cat was friendly or get a closer look, so they actually kind of changed their direction a little to get closer to the cat. So fortunately, I wasn't able to get a good look at it, but it looks like the cat decided to keep its distance, so it ran into somebody's garden and just kind of hung out there. Let's see, I didn't see the porch cat, but I guess with all the rain, kind of makes sense that the porch cat would hang out somewhere with more cover. But I mentioned I haven't seen a porch cat in a while until it was like a week ago. Finally saw the porch cat for the first time in months. He was actually crossing the street, and then used there's a large SUV parked in the opposing house driveway, and ended up using the rear tire as a scratching post. I haven't seen the porch cat since then, but I guess he's hanging around somewhere nearby. Maybe because of the rain, it's probably taking more shelter. Because the porch that he hangs out on is uncovered. But if he goes all the way to the door, that part's covered. There's a little, so the woman who lives there, I think, put out a little cat bed for him. It's it's kind of a circular, it's enclosed like a box, but it's kind of like a circle or an orb. So it has a circular opening, and it's kind of slanted, so it's kind of like a bed. So you climb up a little bit and then into the hole, and it's like a bed. It's hard for me to see from the street, but I think I'd be able to tell if the cat was in the bed or not, but maybe I'm wrong. But I haven't been able to see the cat in the bed. Balls are giving Scruffy a challenge tonight. He's even slow tonight. I saw him struggling with the balls a few times tonight. I probably have to move the balls for him. And then the point's been shifting around. So he's really trying to get at it, but it's not having much luck. Yes, you got the balls moved there. So the balls went around like almost 180 degrees. I think we're going to help Scruffy I'm going to move the balls. It's actually only a little bit of food left. And let's see, yeah, yesterday I didn't see any cats. The cats I saw were 2 days ago. I left right after it stopped raining, and there was a small break in the action. So my guess is all the cats were in hiding still. The squirrels are coming out though, so the cats should have come out because all these squirrels were poking their heads out of the holes as I was running by. Scruffy's really trying to clean the bowl tonight. Usually he doesn't do that good of a job. Yeah. And yeah, I don't think there's anything on the balls tonight. I'd say a week or so. I don't think he's been as hungry. But tonight, looks like he did a pretty good job. I think he's checking out the shelter for more food. Because the kibble fairy sometimes comes and leaves stuff there. But not tonight. I gotta fix the blanket though. Okay, folks, I'm gonna fix Scruffy's blanket and then I'm gonna go in. So thanks for watching. See you next time.